She was the last person anybody expected to see sitting in seat 1A, right up there at the nose of the plane, legs crossed and unbothered, the whole thing oozing confidence. Only it made some people real uneasy. You know what I mean? It's not that she didn't belong, but the looks folks gave her told the story, like the idea of a black woman being the boss was too much for their brains to compute. So, when the flight crew decided to fix the seating mix-up by sending her to the back, well, they had no idea just who they were messing with. And let's just say, it took about 5 minutes for that entire plane's future to get flipped on its head. Now, if you saw Camille Rodas walking through Terminal 5 that afternoon, you'd clock right away that this woman was going places. Her steps had a purpose, her Louis Vuitton carry-on rolling along behind her like it was trying to keep up. Tailored gray pants, silk blouse, navy heels. Nothing too flashy, but sharp as a tack, the kind of put together that says she's used to boardrooms, not just boarding passes. She'd spent her morning in a high-stakes investor meeting, and now she was on her way to San Francisco to close the deal of her life, a tech merger with more zeros on the check than most people will ever see. She's used to the hustle, used to pressure, but what she wasn't used to, at least not this blatant, was the gate attendant looking her up and down, eyes flicking to her skin before the barcode on her pass. Boarding group 1 hasn't started yet, ma'am. Please wait. Camille just raised an eyebrow. Calm as you like. I am group 1. The attendant blinked, checked the ticket again, then forced a little smile. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Camille didn't say a word. She'd seen that look 1,000 times. People trying to fit her into a box that just didn't suit her. Never did get easier, but it was always the same. So, she boards, finds 1A, settles in, does her little ritual, tucks her bag, glances at her phone, breathes. Her assistant always booked the same seat. First class window, lie flat, glass of water with lemon. Routine. Until it wasn't. 10 minutes later, this white guy in a power suit comes marching up, waving his boarding pass like a badge. I think you're in my seat. He barely looks at her, just expects her to move. Camille checks her ticket. Nope, she's right where she belongs. No, this is 1A. See, the guy turns to the young blonde flight attendant, full of that fake smile energy. Excuse me, there's been a mix-up. So, the attendant looks Camille up and down and asks, Ma'am, can I see your boarding pass? Camille hands it over, keeping her cool. The attendant blinks, then frowns. There must be a mistake in the system. Sir, your seat is 1A. She turns back to Camille. Ma'am, I believe we'll have to move you. And that, right there, is when it all snaps into focus. Camille's been down this road before. No, you won't, she says, firm but quiet. The attendant stiffens. We're trying to resolve this politely, but we need you to cooperate so we can avoid holding up the flight. Camille breathes in, slow and steady. Let me be clear. My seat was purchased days ago, and I fly this airline all the time. If there's an error, it's not on me. I'm not moving. The guy scoffs. Are you serious right now? Like the very idea someone would say no is a personal offense. The flight attendant leans down, softening her voice like she's talking to a kid. Ma'am, this is first class. Please don't make this more difficult than it needs to be. Camille cuts her off, voice all ice. I am the CEO of Morotech Global. I paid for this seat. If there's a problem, talk to your supervisor. That's when the energy changes. Another attendant joins, this one older, the sort who's been flying longer than some passengers have been alive. What's the problem? The supervisor asks. The young attendant leans in, whispers, gestures toward Camille. The supervisor looks at the ticket, then at Camille. We've spoken to the gate. There was an overbooking. We'll need you to move to business class. Camille doesn't blink. Because I'm the only black woman in first class? The supervisor tenses. That has nothing to do with it. Camille just stares at her. It has everything to do with it. You didn't ask anyone else to move. Just me. By now, the cabin's gone dead quiet. People are listening. A few look embarrassed. Most look away. Camille grabs her phone and calmly says, I suggest you call your supervisor, because I'm about to make a call that's going to affect every name on your payroll. And then she does it. She dials straight through, and when Brandon Lee, Moroteca's COO, answers, her voice is as clear as glass. Brandon, it's Camille. I'm on flight 782. Your crew just tried to remove me from my seat in first class because a white male passenger thinks he belongs here more than I do. There's a pause, then Brandon says, understood. Please stay seated. Camille hangs up, and you can almost feel the panic rolling off the flight crew. 5 minutes later, boarding's done, and the intercom comes on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We're experiencing a brief delay due to a staffing issue. People murmur. One by one, the original flight crew get called up front. First the young attendant, then the supervisor, then the captain. Within 15 minutes, they're all replaced. New crew steps in. The guy who tried to take her seat slips away to the back. Nobody looks him in the eye, no apology. The new attendant comes up, calm, collected, respectful. Ma'am, can I get you anything to drink? Camille just nods. Water with lemon, please. And that's that. By the time they land in San Francisco, the story's already gone viral. Some first-class passenger had filmed the whole thing. Hashtag Seat 1A is trending before the wheels even touch down. TV anchors argue, how do you not recognize the CEO? And somebody else says, easy. You don't expect her to look like that. The airline puts out a formal apology, but it's not enough. By week's end, the crew from that flight's been let go, even the captain. Morotech releases a statement. We are committed to dignity, equity, and zero tolerance for discrimination. These values follow us onto every flight, every meeting, every space. Camille doesn't celebrate anyone losing their job, but she also doesn't keep quiet. The next week, she stands in front of 1,000 business leaders at a global summit, heels sharp, voice steady, and says, I didn't grow up in boardrooms. I grew up in foster homes, neighborhoods where we borrowed more than we owned. But I worked, I studied, I sacrificed. I didn't come this far to be told on a random Tuesday at 35,000 feet that I don't belong. If we keep rewarding ignorance with silence, it will never stop. She pauses, lets it hang. I didn't demand their jobs. I demanded respect. What happened after? That was their own doing. The applause, when it comes, is thunderous. Here's the real lesson. Bias doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers through a smile or company policy. Doesn't matter how rich you are, how smart, how powerful. If you look different than they expect, they'll try to rewrite your story. But when you stand your ground, calm and unshakable, you're not just holding your seat. You're fighting for the next person's right to be seen, to belong. So tell me, have you ever been in a situation where someone tried to put you in the wrong seat, just because of how you look? Where do you draw the line between letting it slide and standing your ground? Drop your story below. Let's talk about what it means to take your place and make sure the next person doesn't have to fight the same fight. Because sometimes one quiet no can change the whole plane.